Yeah, hello everyone. I haven't done a review for a while, and I decided to do this one because I just found him from a whole bunch of model I have. I have it for something like 2-3 years already, and so it's an old kit. I painted at the time, so if it looks ugly, sorry about that. So as you can see, this is the EVA Unit 1 Type F equipment. It was made by Bandai, and this version of EVA Unit 1 was featured in a PS2 computer game. So it's a one-off game canon only. So it wasn't really canon to the series. So don't expect to, well, at least for the time being, don't expect to see it in the movie. So just for a size comparison, here is the 1:100 Unicorn Gundam in Unicorn mode. Now remember that even in the Unicorn standard mode, the 1:100 Unicorn is pretty tall, and still in here, EVA Unit 1 is taller than him. But yeah, which is why I'm actually on a different tripod at the moment, because he is quite a bit taller, and my standard tripod is a bit small for this sort of thing. So at the moment, I'm on a really far reach to actually get to the kit, so bear with me. So the kit itself is pretty complex. It's almost molded completely out of color. It was molded in color, but it wasn't molded in the right color. All of the armor on the outside at the moment you can see are actually painted. I believe they were actually in a purpley sort of color for all of the dark wine burgundy color, and all of the paler peach pink. Those are actually in color, molded in color. All of the orange, those are painted on. The metallic purple is something I put on myself. I think it was actually molded in proper purple, just not a very good purple. And there is a lot of grey and several pieces of white being molded on. So as you can see, the aesthetic is really dependent on your own taste, because as you can see, he is not actually facing forward very well because there is a fin right in front of his eyes. So it's also really hindered his movement as well. Oh, and by the way, all of the neon green are painted on as well. I don't think there is actually stickers on for them. There probably is, but probably not very good either. The EVA Unit 1, those are water slide. All of the EVA Project EVA stickers are also water slide as well. I think they were actually given to you in clear stickers as well as deco. I think I'll end up using all of the water slide deco instead. So articulation, head does go 360 because it's on a ball joint, so it does tilt up, down, left, right quite a bit. The neck is actually jointed on the bottom, so it can actually go forward until his chin hit the blade, or if you deliberately move it away from it in order to use it. There is a joint on the body for the shoulder, which allows it to go in and out a little bit, and up and down quite a bit. And then the arm at the shoulder is actually jointed to this part on the ball joint, so it can do 360 very easily. And combined with that, they can lift reasonably well. The shoulder blade, the blade section is on its molded, is actually hinged, so it can actually go out a bit, so that it wouldn't actually hit his own head all the time, although it usually does at the end. Elbow is double jointed, but the armor prevents it from bending more than just a bit over 90 degrees, which is a shame really. The hand is actually on a ball joint, so it wiggle and rotate, and You can actually plug it in a bit to actually lock it in. The chest and waist is composed of 3 ball joints, one on the top, one in the middle, one at the lower. With all 3 of them combined, you can tilt left and right, tilt backward, tilt forward, and give you a slight amount of bending. Not a lot, but it's pretty natural because of all 3 of the joints move together. You can see all the armor plating move in segment, so it's pretty nice. The hip is ball jointed, so the leg can go forward very high and backward equally high, as long as you move it around to actually compensate for the leg armor. And because it's ball jointed, it can actually go out reasonably well as well. The interesting bit is that other than ball jointed up here, it's also ball jointed in the middle of the thigh. So it allows you to actually move the armor and the rest of the leg slightly away from the hip in order to maneuver this armor away from the hip joint for more dynamic movement. And because it's a ball joint, it can also rotate as well. The knee is double jointed, but once again, the armor prevents it from bending more than 90 degrees. This is more or less the best you can do, about 90. The knee armor is actually swivel joint on the leg armor and itself, so it can stay flat like this, or you can move down, pointing forward. It's basically for you to actually put it into more dynamic pose and maybe even use it for anchoring him into a certain pose. The leg is ball jointed, so it goes up and down, left and right a bit, and rotate a little bit. The shin guard is also on a ball joint, so it moves around, not a lot. And then the front half of the leg, or as you probably could call a toe, is jointed as well, quite loose as well. So overall, it got a lot of joints, but they're not intended for perfect dynamic pose. But then again, this kit was released quite a while ago. But with all of this joint, you can do more Evangelion sort of pose as well, a more leaning back sort of pose. And the leg is pretty wide, so as long as the toe joint is pretty strong, if you keep it, if you actually, it will wear out eventually, but if you can maintain it, it will be able to hold some pretty good poses. So gimmicks, you've probably seen it a little bit already, but mouth does open, reveal some red teeth on the inside. Let's see. There you go. As you can see, pretty gruesome. And remember that you have to paint it yourself. Shoulder blade does open up. Come on, there we go. To reveal his different type of vibration. What was it? Sonic? Is it Sonic Life or Vibration Blade? I can't remember the name now. But yeah, it's a special version for him. Let's see. There's something else. Oh yeah. On the back, if you move the head far enough, and if you open this piece and lift it up, it will reveal. Oh, come on. It's really difficult to see. But as you can see in there, that is the entry plug. You can actually take the entry plug out if you've got really, really thin finger, or if you've got a tiny pincer or tiny pliers, but it's really difficult to get it out, so I'm not going to do it. And last time I tried to get it out, I ended up broken some of the joint. on this mechanism. But yeah, this is part of the reason why the neck is actually jointed. I think other than that, they wouldn't give you that joint. On the shoulder blade, you can take this part out to reveal a set of electrode, which is, I think, is an energy weapon. Unique to the Type F armor. It's a bit like the Tri-Punisher on Susano and Masaru. But this thing is before 00, so he is the one who think of it. On the back, 3 holes, which allows you to plug this in. So you can have the umbilical cable plug in. So that's about it by itself. It does got 2 weapons. One is this thingy. It's an orange, I think it's called an orange weapon. I can't remember what it's called. There's actually a name on it. Oh, it's called Mastema AW, which consists of a heavy blade on all sides. So 3 points on the front, blade on the top, edge on the back, spike underneath, and a huge blade on the back. It is also a medium range gun. As you can see, inside is actually its gun, and it got 2 ammo clips, one on the back and one underneath. If you open this, it can be taken out, it's just really tight. And for long range, it also got 2 missiles on the other side, and as you can see, it's nerve preserved. So this is a pretty awesome weapon, except it's really cumbersome for EVA Unit 1 to hold. And to hold it, you have to open up the hand to actually, and then clip it back onto the handle, which is really troublesome. The other weapon that it got, not intended for EVA Unit 1 really, was actually for EVA Unit 2, and it's a double chain sword. It was molded completely in yellow on the outside, a dark grey for this section, and 1 black piece here. Everything else has to be painted or sticker on. Oh, those are actually molded black as well, and that is molded grey as well. But all of the green detail need to be painted on. This stripe need to be painted on. The serrated teeth are all painted on as well, and so is the green sight. So as you can see, I actually mounted EVA Unit 1's left holding arm in there already. I did pose him on with this sometimes, but it's so heavy. This thing is about half the weight. No, actually, I would say this thing is heavier than EVA Unit 1. So you can imagine, even this thing is about as weighty as him. So that's about it. This guy requires a lot of painting, a lot of time and effort to actually get him right. And even when you finish him, he is still not as good as anyone would actually hope it to be, because it's not really posable, so it's not really good for playing around either. Compared to this, the other alternative would be the Revoltech version, which is about Yato. So get this one if you like the color scheme, if you like the look, and 2, if you're not, you just want one standing around looking really cool. This one can definitely do that. But if you want something that is more playable, more fun, I would say the Revoltech one is probably a better choice. It's probably going to be much cheaper than him as well. So that's about it. I'll see you on the next review.